Hey, I'm Mike, and just as I promised, it is now time to show you how to farm Mythic Antorus the Burning Throne to get your Shackled Ur'zul mount off the last boss. So you'll find this raid in Broken Isles, in Argus, and in Antoran Wastes. And when you walk into the raid, make sure you talk to High Exarch Turalion to pick up the quest to kill Imonar 4 times. That is your first raid skip. If you do that 4 times, you don't have to clear this first floor of mobs. You can just skip to the second half of the raid, and there is a second quest that goes right to the last 2 bosses. So make sure you pick up those quests, and if you don't see them, just track trivial quests. That's why you don't see them. All the trash up to the first boss can be skipped. I unfortunately messed up on that first one, but it all can be skipped, so don't have to kill that. You can save your time here. And then when you get to the first boss, the only mob you need to kill is the Garothi Annihilator ad. And for most of the trash in this place, I sped it up because it's really irrelevant, and I just want to save as much time in this video as possible for you, so that way you're not wasting your time here. But for Garothi Worldbreaker, he has about 15 seconds of RP before the fight, and then you're just going to fight him. The only thing you need to know about this fight is that he has a pull-in ability, where if you're too close to the edge, you'll get pulled off the edge like this one here, and you'll die. Otherwise, that edge you won't fall off that, so that's the only time you want to make sure you're not too close to him, so melee classes don't be too close. And sometimes, I think 30% and 70%, I think, his arms come out, so kill one of the 2 arms, and then the fight continues, and then just kill the boss from there. Just really quick, I do keep my map open for anyone who's never been here before, just so you have a better sense of direction. This was recorded on Tuesday, March 26th, 2024 in patch 10.2.6.53913 of Dragonflight. I'm doing this on my level 70 mage, Fire Mage that is, who has an item level of 426.5, which, this is a freshly boosted character. I did like a couple mythic pluses, so when I boosted, I had an item level of 424. So this is general catch-up gear you can get, so it doesn't require a very high item level. It just goes faster if you have that. I did run this on my level 444 warrior, which is what I do most of my mount runs on. And he was just one-shotting stuff, so the majority of the mechanics in this place I didn't even see because everything just died immediately. So I ran this on my mage just so that way people who weren't as geared can see a little bit more of the fights, because just one-shotting stuff might not be as helpful for you. So moving on into the Portal Keeper boss, the ads that I'm passing right now you don't have to kill, but the ones on the left right now, you probably can kill right now. I've never been able to skip them, but there's got to be a trick to it or something. So if you're a rogue or something, you'll probably get by them, or a druid. But as far as for me, I wasn't able to get by them. So you can kill them now or just kill them later on. But we're going to go over the Portal Keeper boss, which doesn't really have any special things to note. I kind of just set in the boss and start casting. So there's nothing really to note. I think there's like a spell that went on me that I stood in, some ads that I spawned, spawned. So I just ignored those and focused on the boss. When this raid was mythic, or when this raid was current, I should say, I think this was like one of the last, or if not the last raid I was a mythic progression raider on. And even though some bosses took hundreds, I think Argus took like 5, 6, maybe even 800 pulls, I forget what it was. Looking back now, I hated it at the time, but looking back, 1, the aesthetic of the raid is amazing. I love the way it looks. But 2, just the memories I have looking back on this era of my raiding career, it just fills me with such a joy and such, I don't know, I just love that. I really like looking back on these times and thinking of all the people I raided with, who I'm still in a guild with. Most of them still do progression raiding, and it's cool to see them all still doing well. It's just kind of, it's a nostalgic trip, especially coming back and doing these earlier bosses, because I haven't seen all these bosses for years now. I always just did the last 2 because I had to skip when it was progression, so I haven't seen the majority of these bosses in, I don't know, like 7 years. So it was a trip the last couple days where I was doing this for just to refresh my memory, and then of course recording it here. On to Eonar. This is probably going to be the most difficult fight to solo if you've never done it before. It might require a couple of attempts, so I'll try to explain this as best I can. I was having some issues on the map where my character model wasn't showing, so I'll put it in post-production, so you'll see it you'll see it, nothing changes for you, but the map is going to be an estimation as to where my character is, so you know where I'm going. But when you walk in the room, you're going to get an ability that is that's called Surge of Life, and I'm going to leave in the description box a macro that just presses the action button for you. If you want to do that, instead of having to click on the extra action button, that macro will do it for you. But go to this location in the middle and talk to the essence of Eonar to start the fight. And once you do that, you can go back to the entrance of this location. So the extra action button that you get launches you up in the air, and if you press it again, it lets you kind of do like this heroic leap very far. So you're going to be using that. You need to use that effectively to be able to complete this fight successfully on Mythic. So starting off, going back to the beginning of this location, kill the mobs that are spawning until until the Fel-infused Destructor spawns, and then move on. So that one that I just killed, it kind of looks like the Garothi Worldbreaker, the first boss you fought. So kill him and then move on, head west after that to where I'm going right now, and there's going to be another Fel-infused Destructor that's going to spawn. I kind of messed up my jump here, so that's why that's happening, but you're going to kill the Fel-infused Instructor, or Destructor here, as well as the Fel Lord while you're at it. And then once you kill them, you're going to go back to the middle because after you left the entrance, more mobs kept spawning, and they're going to be running towards the Essence of Eonar to try killing the boss. So that Essence of Eonar is what you're trying to keep alive throughout the entirety of this fight, and if it dies, then you wipe. So when you kill those mobs that spawn from the beginning, you're going to go down to this section here, which are the adds that spawned from the northeast section of the raid. And about the time you start killing these guys, you're going to get a message on your screen. I forget what it says, but the boss is going to start casting Final Doom. And you're going to want to go to where I just went and walk into one of those petals or those flowers and kill the boss, or kill the Praxis Inquisitor ad in the middle. And then head south. There's going to be 2 crystals there that you need to click on, and I think it's like a 2-second cast. And make sure you're using your extra action button here to kind of move around quickly. You don't really need to in the first phase, but especially in the second phase, and especially if you're a slow class, you need to be using this. I was just showing you, I can blink as a mage, I just didn't want to for this video, so that way it was a little bit easier to see. But if you're like a warrior or a druid or a mage or anything that has speed buffs or speed movement abilities, it's going to be a lot easier for you. But I'm just showing you in terms of how just using the extra action button, what it might look like. So you're going to click the 2 crystals in the south, and then go north, click the 2 crystals there, at which point, if you do it within the 60 seconds that Final Doom is casting, you're going to get a 36-second cast of Purge, so just leave that area the way you came in after that, just so you don't die. And then head back to the middle, to the Essence of Eonar, and kill any adds that are on there. Head northeast and kill any adds that are coming from there. Then head back to the entrance, kill those adds, and then at that point, what you'll be able to do is, I believe, go back to the flowers, but I don't know for sure. Let me check here. It's been 2 minutes since I recorded this, but in this second phase, once you leave that ship the first time, you're going to be getting a random debuff every once in a while that throws you up in the air and then drops you. You can have like a slow fall, you can use it. It takes about 10% of your damage away, so it's not that much. You can use your extra action ability too to kind of negate that damage and safely fall down. I was just showing you again for the purpose of this video that I wasn't doing that. Yes, before. So from the northeast, you go to the entrance, and then again to the west side of the platform, and you're going to kill the adds there, at which point you're going to get that message on the screen that pops up letting you know shortly after. At this point, there's no more ads spawning for a little bit, so you can just head right back, as I'm doing now, to where the petals are, behind the Essence of Eonar. There's 4 of these, you can, whichever one, doesn't matter which one. Make sure you kill the ad in the middle, at which point the crystals become active, so again, you're going to go south, and the second time you're in here, you're going to be randomly popped up into the air, so it's going to be like you're seeing me have that, I think, come out shortly here. It's going to make this a little bit shorter, or longer rather, because you get popped up in the air at least twice. So make sure, again, you're using your speed movement abilities, and at the very least, you're using that extra action button, because especially in this second time you come in here, you absolutely need to be using that. So if you've never done this before, like I said, it's probably going to be a little bit challenging. Might wipe 1 or 2 times, but once you get it down once, the second time gets easier, and by then you're a pro at it. So it really isn't that bad. It's just, if you've never done it before, it can be a little bit stressful. So again, you have 60 seconds to get all those, to kill the ad and get those the 4 crystals, and then after that, that cast goes away, and there's a new 36-second cast, which it doesn't take 30 seconds to leave that area. So just get out of there in time. After that second one, head back mid. There's going to be some birds flying around. You'll kill all of them. And then there's going to be some more ads spawning from the northeast, at which point you'll go kill all of them, and then the fight should end. And then you can loot the boss back at the Essence of Eonar. And if you talk to the Essence of Eonar, you can teleport back to the rest of the raid and continue on with this run. So hopefully that helps. And it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the easiest thing to solo. So hopefully it goes well. Hopefully that was an informative enough video for you to figure that out. Let me know if you have any questions on that, though, and I'll try my best to answer that. So after you do that, you're going to head back to the original location you were, and then you're going to take a right coming out of the Eonar path, and you're going to kill the ads here, at which point you're going to unlock a Lightforged teleport pad behind them. Take this teleport pad, it's going to launch you to the other side of the room, or other side of the area, I should say. And you're going to be heading towards the Antoran High Command, which this boss has one of the coolest like entrances or like rooms in general, and you're going to see what I'm talking about here shortly. It's just absolutely loved it. At the time too, like when it was first released, it was one of those things almost like Old War where I was like, oh my god, this looks so cool, and I was so excited to see it. And every time I came to fight this boss, this fight specifically like completely burned me out. I hated progression on this boss, but seeing that elevator, oh, it was so beautiful. So it made it a little bit worth it. So the mob that I just killed there, the big one, you don't have to kill him. You can go buy him, but just because he was already in the way and I can just cast while I'm moving, I just had to kill him anyway. These ads here, I do believe you need to kill them because if you don't kill them, the elevator doesn't come down. So make sure you kill these 3, and then it takes about 10 or so seconds, maybe less time for the elevator to come down. As you see, it is there. And if you get on the elevator, you can take a look up and just, I don't know, I think this looks cool. But this isn't the only part of it. So the elevator goes up, I think it stops for like 10 seconds and goes back down. Make sure you don't get off too early, like 'cause it slows down at the end. And one time I was getting off a little bit too early and I fell down, I had to wait and come back up. Coming into this room, just take a look at this sky. It is so good looking. So on this fight, again, nothing really crazy happens. You're going to pull the boss, you're going to cast, and some ads are going to spawn. I think a couple of things are going to drop on the ground. You can just stand in them, nothing really happens for this. And if you kill the boss quickly like I do in this video, you're going to get one of the achievements that you need for the glory of the, I think the Antoran Raider achievement, which rewards the purple Felhound mount. So if you're after that, this is one of the easy achievements. You just have to kill the boss, because the requirement for that achievement, I believe, is just to not have 3 or something. Don't have X amount of things spawn, and just because you do it so quickly, you don't even have the time to do that. So free achievement there. On your way back, you're going to go back towards the elevator. I kind of was a little wonkier because I'm a mage. I have slow fall, but I kind of messed up my slow fall because I forgot I moved my blink, so I didn't have it in this right spot because I had the extra action button from Eonar there. So you're kind of seeing me screw up here. But if you're not a mage, or if you are a mage, you can just do this successfully by going back the way you came, going down the elevator shaft, and then going right back towards, again, the Lightforged beacon that's going to take you back. Or sorry, the Lightforged telepad that's going to take you, teleport pad that will take you back to the final boss of this lower level. And the next boss is the Felhounds of Sargeras, and they have a chance to drop another mount. The, what is that one called? It is the Antoran Charhound. So that one actually can drop on LFR, normal, heroic, and mythic, and you can run all 4 of those each week. So you have 4 chances per character for that mount every week. So definitely, if you want to farm it 4 times every week, by all means do it. I think I managed to get that in I think it was LFR back when it was actually current content. I don't remember for sure, but I do have that mount. So fortunately, that's one I don't have to farm. But yeah, if you want to run that 4 times, you can. So again, once you get back here, you're just going to head back down the same way you came in and just take a right. The green puddles on the ground are that I'm going to be avoiding. If you stand in those, a spider comes down from the ceiling and will start attacking you. So just don't stand in those puddles, because just 1 extra ad you have to kill. For these bosses, they do not share a health pool, and if you kill one before the other, there's like, I think, a 15-second cast where the other one that you just killed will heal back to full. So just make sure you're kind of splitting damage on them evenly and killing them within 15 seconds of one another, so you're not staying here a little bit too long. And you'll see it in this video. I do kill one a little bit early on purpose just so you can see that cast. But just as long as you kill it before that cast is over, the other boss that is, it's fine. And every once in a while, these 2 bosses won't be here. I forget what the trigger was for that, but if you come into this room and they're not there, just wait out for a little bit. They'll jump back and you can start killing them after that. Once you do that, you're going to head over to the south side here, and you're going to talk to Prophet Velen, because he has the second raid skip quest. It is to kill the second last boss, Aggramar. So as long as you pick up these 2 quests, in 4 weeks you'll have the skip where you can skip the first level as well as the second level and go straight and just kill the last 2 bosses and save yourself like 20-ish minutes every week. So definitely pick up those quests and do them. You're going to click on the Lightforged beacon and portal to the exhaust, and you're going to run to the opposite side of the circle, at which point you're going to see a spaceship coming towards you. So just stay on this platform, because that's where the boss is going to spawn. And this boss is the first one that you need. So that first quest you picked up at the start of the raid to kill Imonar, this is the boss you need to kill 4 times to unlock the first skip, and then you can skip just to this boss and don't have to do the ones we just did. So this boss, I think it's every 25%, he's going to fly across the bridge and go to the other platform. I kill him quick enough where he kind of flies back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And if you kill him quick enough, you might not even have this happen once. But if you are slow, you'll have to run across the bridge and run back. So the green runes on the ground will stun you for 6 seconds, so definitely avoid those. The green circles with the little mines in them, they are a knockback. So just if you are going to get hit by those or run into those, make sure you're not getting knocked off the bridge. But anything red or orange, that just does damage. And at this point, if you're level 70, it doesn't do that much damage, as you're seeing here. I kind of went in here just so you can see a little bit of it. It doesn't do that much damage. Neither do these balls. So the green ones are the ones you primarily want to avoid. He has a Conflagration cast, which I believe just did a raid-wide AoE back in the day. So just interrupt that and kill him. But again, he'll just be flying back and forth. And actually on the bridge as well, there's a wind that pushes you one direction. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for you. So that can be a little bit of a challenging fight if you don't have that much DPS. But the more geared you are, the less of that you have to experience. After that, it's just a straight shot to the next boss of King Garoth, or King Garoth, I don't remember how to pronounce that. This fight, again, if you kill him quick enough, you're not going to experience what I did in this video, but I wanted to kind of slow down a little bit just so you saw that next phase for a little bit. So I forget the exact percentage, or I think his energy gets full or something, but one of the things, a few of the things he has like a frontal cone that does no damage. He spawns purple balls around the room that you can soak if you want, because they used to do a lot of raid-wide damage, so you'd have like one person soak them at a time and then not have to deal with them. There is an achievement, I think, to have 10 up at the same time, so if you wanted to stick around for a bit, you can do that. But at a certain point, he's going to become, I don't think he becomes immune to damage, I think he just takes a lot less damage, so I guess you can kill him through that, but there's going to be 3 pods on the sides of the room, and they're pretty easy to see. But when he goes in that this shield phase, there's going to be adds in each of these pods, and I believe when you kill one, it does like a percentage of his health as damage. So in this video, you'll see I go over here to fight the one that's in the orange color, and there's the purple and the green ones there. So when I kill this orange one, the boss dies. So you might experience that if you do just kill those adds. And I think if you don't kill them in time, some more adds spawn. It's really not that bad. Just kill the adds and the boss becomes available again. So if you do come across that, you're fine. Otherwise, just kill them quick and you won't even experience that at all. After him, head back the way you came, and actually, as you saw, the adds on the bridge are completely skippable, so you don't have to do them. But click on the Lightforge beacon, and you'll be portaling after cinematic to the Burning Throne. In here, you can mount, and at the end of this hallway, there's going to be an ad called Tarnith. That's the one ad you have to kill because it will open the door behind him, and you can proceed to the last set of bosses, or the next 2 bosses, I should say. Unfortunately, you do have to kill the next 2 bosses to open the door to get to Aggramar, so a little bit tedious, but again, you get that skip done, and eventually you can just portal up here, right to this spot, go to the Aggramar, then go to Argus, and again, it saves you so much time, so definitely be doing those quests. You're going to head into this little area here, and behind the mobs that are in front of me now, there's going to be a little drop down that you're going to drop into, and that's where you'll find one of the bosses that you have to kill first. So you don't have to do it this specific order. You can do the Coven first and then come down here. I just think it makes more sense route-wise to go do this boss. And I don't heal up either, just because I just want to show you none of this stuff does enough damage where it matters. So I just go spamming into this boss. I don't remember the exact mechanics of this, but I remember there was like an assassin or something that would spawn if someone was too far out, and you had to like bait something. And this fight specifically, I remember just being a complete pain in the butt to progress on. And I loathed this fight. So happy to be able to come in and do it in 10 seconds nowadays. Once you kill him, you're going to turn around and head up the stairs and fight the Coven of Shivarra. There's 4 bosses, but only 2 of them are active at a time. I forget, I don't know if it's time-based or if it was energy-based or what it was, but at certain points, different bosses would go in and out of the fights. But I killed them quick enough in this video, and you will likely as well, where I only fight 2 at a time. This fight does share a health pool, so it doesn't matter which boss you're fighting, just burn one down, and the other one will also take damage. I don't remember many of the mechanics, but I know there's like a frontal cone that one of the boss does. Like the one on the right now does one of them, where it's like a set of like purple blades come out. And actually, you're seeing it right now. There's like a couple of fire abilities, and yeah, overall nothing does damage. I'm just kind of explaining it just to kind of give you a little bit of context as to what you might see throughout this fight. And then after you kill them, you're going to get a speed boost. And then, I mean, if you really wanted to, I guess, I don't know if it's Varimathras and this boss, but if you wanted to, if you have the skip, if you wanted to come kill them really quick, if you just one-shot them, it's probably quick to kill them and then start running to Aggramar. But if you have the skip, just probably go to Aggramar. You can skip all the trash leading up to Aggramar, and you can mount, and this is actually a cool view too. I just love it kind of reminds me of the ending of, actually I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil it. But it reminds me of an ending of a game. It just looks really cool, the light behind Aggramar. But after you cross that line, you can mount up and you can head towards him. And Aggramar is another boss that took forever. He was such a roadblock. I want to say it was like 600 pulls to kill that guy. And it was just so much coordination, so much chaos, and it was just so cathartic to finally kill that boss when it was about the progression. So again, it's so nice to come back and be able to take 20 seconds to kill him, or I guess a little bit more in this video. But so you start the fight, and I think it's at like 70 and 30%. He will shield himself and become immune to damage. I think if you come quick enough, you will either not get any of those or you'll only get one shield, but I don't think I've been able to 1 or 0 shield it. So this is the shield. He's going to spawn 2 adds, 2 big fire elementals. One, they're called the Flame of Tashalak. Kill those. The little embers you see here, the embers of Tashalak, you can kill them, but they're just going to, like you see here, I kill one, but it just sits there and then eventually it respawns. When these move towards the boss, and if they touch him, they will give you a stacking dot that lasts like 17 seconds that does more and more fire damage. Again, at level 70, it's not that big of a deal. But I just wanted to show you in this video that I don't kill them. They're not really important. You kill the bots quick enough before that becomes an issue. So again, he goes into the shield. He spawns 2 more flames of Tashalak. So kill them, and then the boss becomes available again, and then you can kill him. And there was a knockback. I don't know if it was the little orange things that were coming out of the boss, but there looks to be being a knockback. So just be careful you're not too close to the edge, because I believe you can get knocked off. So just be careful of that. After you kill him, you're going to talk to Magni Bronzebeard and tell him that you're ready. There are going to be 2 cutscenes that you can either watch or skip, and then you're going to be fighting Argus. So with Argus, if you kill him quick enough, it's going to be like a 2-shot and the boss is dead. So one of the reasons I ran on my mage is because you're going to see a lot more in this fight than you would if I ran this on my warrior. So typically at this point, you'd be done if you're higher item level, and as expansions come out, this will become irrelevant. But for this specifically, what you're going to notice, or what you're going to see here, is that I kind of slow down a little bit just so you can see the rest of the fights. And this blue thing that I am standing in, it does actually do some damage at level 70, so I did not stand in that. So just be careful of that. But if you don't kill him quick enough, what he's going to do is he's going to run in the center of the room, and he's going to become no longer targetable. And there's going to be about 2 minutes and 10 seconds of RP, at the end of which he's going to kill you. Or I guess halfway through that or so, he's going to kill you. And then after a little while, you'll be able to release Spirit, and you're going to see all this happening here. This was such a cool thing. So you're going to be able to release Spirit, and in the Death Realm, there's going to be little like Shaws running around. Don't hit them, because they will do a knockback and slow you down. And you need to get to that Tree of Life as quickly as possible, because the boss is going to be having a 15-second cast called End of All Things. If he finishes that cast, you wipe. So make sure get to that tree as quickly as possible, avoiding all the Shaws, because they slow you down and knock you back. Interrupt that cast, and then kill the boss. It's very simple from there. There won't be any more mechanics, unless you're really slow, at which point I don't know. I didn't really make it that far. I don't remember what the mechanics were, but once you interrupt that cast, kill the boss, and then that's it. There's going to be another cinematic. You can loot the chest, and hopefully you got your mount. If not, come back and try again next week. So thank you all for watching. I love you very much, and I will see you eventually. Make sure to check out the description box for links to all my social medias and my other gaming channel. Love you a lot.